Welcome, bienvenidos to the first comment of 2023. My name is Roxana for Metamorphosis Rocks, and today I was working on organizing my apartment, organizing my computer, organizing my life, when I made the mistake of going to Tanisha's Twitter, and I found something I have some thoughts on. So let's read what this person said. Now, their name is Amanda Jete Knox, and they said, "What's happening in the US lately with anti-trans legislation is a warning sign to all marginalized groups to prepare themselves for their own onslaught of dystopian oppression. This isn't just about trans people. It's a war against human rights being tested on trans people. It will not stop at anti-trans legislation. What these types of laws do, once implemented, is open to the door to other similar laws against all types of bodies, identities, and beliefs. Removal of personal autonomy is a slippery slope, and it's happening right now." Now, my question to you is, what? Exactly where have you been living for however long you've been living on this planet? First of all, what preparing? Marginalized groups have been dealing with this kind of stuff for decades. Now, I can only speak for myself as a Puerto Rican woman, but here's the thing. In 1898, when the United States invaded Puerto Rico and took it away from the Spaniards, y'all started this whole thing where we had no value because we're lesser than you. Eventually, there was attempts at peaceful demonstrations that were encountered with assassinations, because there is a thing called the massacre of Ponce. Look it up. We have no rights. We don't vote, but we certainly have to send tax money to the United States. We have a person who went to Puerto Rico and under the guise of, feminism, decided to implement a system of sterilizing women because they wanted to eliminate us. And we are now dealing with a situation where Americans are going by the truckloads buying Puerto Rico land so they can get tax breaks and give absolutely nothing to the island. But you want to tell me that we have to prepare MX Amanda Jete Knox? Please explain yourself. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I realize I'm trying to make this in 5 minutes or less, but this is really infuriating because Puerto Ricans are not the only ones. I mean, where was this person when indigenous peoples were and are still being obliterated by construction, by simple Americans trying to take over entire pieces of land that never belonged to you in the first place? Where was this person when African Americans were and are being displaced with gentrification and other efforts, and when you have lawmakers complaining about critical race theory, using it as an excuse to not teach any history at all because it makes them look bad, and they don't want white students to feel any kind of way? You're ashamed of what you've done? Is that why that's happening? My question to Amanda Knox is, where were you when all of this was happening? Because the last time I looked, marginalized communities in this country have been getting it for a lot longer than the trans people are. And by the way, this is not a competition, and this is not justification for trans laws because I think they're horrible. What I'm saying is that I always find it fascinating when a particular group has been targeted for whatever reason, and all of a sudden, we all need to stand up and stand together and all this other stuff. But when we needed help, y'all were nowhere to be found. Because let's be real, you look a certain way and you're a White Walker. So exactly when did you care about anybody else? It is not our silence that is going to make this possible to be more dismissive of trans people. It is the silence of the rest of the people when we indigenous, Latinos, African Americans have been marginalized and brutalized by certain groups of people in the United States, that's when you all should have stepped up. That doesn't mean, by the way, that I'm not going to find a way of fighting all this ignorance and stupidity. I already am, but that's the cute thing about this. Oh, you all are silent. Really? How many videos have I done on J.K. Rowling? How many videos I have done on the idea that trans people are just people like everybody else and should be respected as such? I don't see you doing anything for anybody except for your own. And I think you need to look in the mirror, because it's not the ignorance of bliss, it's the bliss of ignorance in your case. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.